July the 9th, Wasteland flowers. To me, the meanest flower that blows can give thoughts that do often lie too deep for tears. Wordsworth. Although conventionally thought of as a temporary habitat, Wasteland now seems to be a permanent one across London, as it probably has been for centuries. Although there are no recent bomb sites, no motorway construction, and less abandoned wharves, there are endless building sites, railway sidings, and derelict towpaths. Perversely, some of these, in one way, are the modern equivalents of old cornfields, providing great surprising splashes of colour in high summer. Anybody wanting to explore these flowers could do little better than walk the Thames path on both the north and south sides of the river, from the flood barrier to the Pool of London. Along the path there are still plenty of abandoned buildings, wharves and docks. The plants likely to be encountered make up a formidable list, including buddleia, brambles, docks, thistles, willowherbs, nettles, dead nettles, geraniums, ragworts, mugworts, mallows, mulleins, fleabanes, plantains, St. Johnworts, melilots and umbellifers, as well as composites and grasses. Flowers providing a little bit more interest are the Welsh poppy, chicory, mignonette, jack go-to-bed at noon, deadly nightshade, thorn apple, Scotch thistle, wild celery, and various unusual aliens, mustards and rockets. Mulleins. One of the most imposing plants to be found on the driest, dustiest bits of land is the great mullein, the Vascum thapsus. This can send up a vertical 1.5 metre high flower stalk covered in lemon yellow flowers. These stems were at one time allowed to dry, covered in suet and used as torches. The down on their leaves was collected for tinder and also made into candle wicks. Witches were believed to use such candles when casting their spells, hence the plant's alternative name of hag's taper. More rarely, other mulleins are seen. The white mullein, the Bascum lignitis, is recognized by its white flowers, and the dark mullein, the Bascum nigrum, by the dark purple centers of its flowers. Two others, the moth mullein, the Bascum lataria, and the twiggy mullein, the Bascum virgatum, are both rare and confined to gardens. Mallows. By the end of the month, the variable purple-pink flowers of the common mallow, Malva sylvestris, are a common sight everywhere, especially beside paths. Dwarf mallow, Malva neglecta, is similar but lighter in colour and seems to prefer to live near farms. The significantly less common musk mallow, Malva muscata, is the star of the group because of its striking rose-pink flowers. It can still be found along the North Downs. Even more beautiful was the marsh mallow, Althera officinalis, which, quote, used to decorate the road from Mitcham to Croydon, unquote, but unfortunately decorates it no longer. Mignonettes. There are two common mignonettes in London, Weld or Dyer's rocket, Reseda luteola, and the wild mignonette, Reseda lutea. The first has been grown for its yellow dye since Neolithic times, and the second, which is much smaller, only tends to get noticed from its habit of standing so much taller than the plants around it. Wild mignonette has a slightly musky smell, but garden mignonette, Reseda odorata, has a much more powerful one. In ancient Egypt, where it grows naturally, mummies were laid out on beds of these flowers. It first became popular in Europe when Napoleon, on campaign in Egypt, sent the seeds to Josephine, who grew it at Malmaison. She started a trend to grow it in pots, which even reached London's window boxes. Some streets at the time were described as almost oppressive with the odour. The flower is unusual in that it keeps its scent long after cutting. It started to be considered too powerful for rooms, and so entered our gardens. Here gardeners tried to improve the brownish yellow flowers and consequently bring out the scent, which can still be a disappointment with seeds bought today. Originally known as Egyptian bastard rocket, it got its more attractive name of mignonette, as well as little darlings, as it gained popularity. Now its popularity is at an all-time low, and it is hard to find, but no doubt it will have its day again. Willowherbs. Willowherbs, Epilobium species, are yet another group of plants associated with waste ground. It is the large patches of rose-pink rosebay willowherb, Camerian Augustifolium, that are noticed most. In medieval London, this plant was a rarity, and it is only in the last century that it has become so common. After the Second World War, it started to invade bomb sites, and then gained its alternative name of fireweed. Like its other close relation codlins and cream, Epilobium hirsutum, it was used as a substitute for tea. although ingestion of the latter has been known to cause convulsions. Epilobium hirsutum is much hairier and prefers damper places. There are over 20 other small willow herbs to be found in and around London. To identify them, it is well worth noting their leaf shape and whether or not the leaves have stalks. Flower shape and colour are less reliable characters. Their English names, again, can often give us a clue. The very common hoary willow herb, Epilobium parviflorum, is covered in whitish hairs and looks like a smaller version of codlins and cream. The broadleaf willow herb, Epilobium montanum, has broader leaves than most, but is also almost hairless and has stalked leaves. The pale willow herb, Epilobium roseum, has white flowers that turn a pale pink and also has stalked leaves. The square-stemmed willow herb, Epilobium tetragonum, which is often found in gardens, has a distinctive four-sided stalk. The short-fruited willow herb, Epilobium obscurum, tends to have paler flowers than the rest. It also has leaves without stalks and is another of the more common species. Lastly, the marsh willow herb, Epilobium palustre, prefers wetter ground and is altogether rarer than the rest. Its leaves are not so indented with veins as are the others, and it also possesses stalked buds. Unfortunately for any budding willow herb enthusiast, on top of all this, they have a tendency to hybridize. The larger, most noticeable willow herbs, that is, rose bay and codlins and cream, were popular treatments for a whole host of ailments, from prostate enlargement, hiccups, eczema, to irritable bowel syndrome. They have also been used to make honey and ale as well as tea. The new sheets were even eaten like asparagus, although they were said to induce a stupefying effect.